You're on.
Come on. Hey everybody, hello. We are about 5 minutes late. I'm so sorry. Welcome you guys. Welcome to Dixie Belle's Facebook page. We are here on Wednesday night. This is Whimsical Wednesday, although we've been a little farmhouse-ish lately with our painting styles, which I'm okay with. That's okay. You know, y'all are pushing me out of my box, making me comfortable, making me get a little uncomfortable. Anyway, my name is Tracey, and I'm the owner of Traceys Fancy. I'm also a Dixie Belle brand ambassador, and I meet with everyone here on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. I'm coming to you live from San Antonio, Texas, right here in my shop. And I am here. I cannot see any comments right now because my husband Matt is on the other side. Say hello, Matt.
Hello.
He is filming for us. You should have your glasses on, babe.
I know, but there's a thing here that says share this video with chalk mineral paint.
No, just say
Share
no.
now? Okay.
Just, yeah.
All right, now
Okay.
here's the comments. Okay.
So he is filming for us. Please, if you have any questions at all, please type your questions into the comment box. Dixie Belle Paint is also here behind the scenes moderating for us as well. So they're able to share links for us and answer any questions that I might miss or that Matt might miss to read out to me. That's really helpful. We are here to help you. We're here not to just sit here and show off. We are here to answer questions. As you, the end user, sometimes we have retailers that are watching just to learn a little bit more to increase their skills as well. We have retailers across the country, and I've put a link at the top of this video. It's a link to Dixie Belle's to Dixie Belle's main page, their websites, to their website. I couldn't get that word out. And you can shop for products there online and have them shipped to your door. But there's also a retailer locator there if you'd like to find a Dixie Belle retailer near you. So please say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We would love to say hello back, and Dixie Belle loves to see where you're watching from. We usually have people watching from all over the world. We would love it if you'd hit that share button right there on the bottom of your screen to the right. If you're on your phone, it should be a share button. And why are you pointing?
Is that Linda's table?
Yes.
She said she loves how her table is looking.
Yay! Good! It is Linda's table. Yes, Linda's watching. So the owner of this table is watching. I'm so excited, Linda. Tonight's the fun part. This is the fun part. We're wrapping it up. We're almost done. Anyway, hit that share button, you guys. We are going to do pinstriping tonight. This is my first time to officially do pinstriping, and I thought about YouTubing it, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do what I've done in the past with paint. And I'm doing it with wax, and so I wanted to share it with you. I started it last night, and I could have finished, but on purpose, I decided I stopped. We were supposed to do Linda's chairs tonight, and I said no. I want to teach this technique. I think it's something that a lot of people are afraid to do, and could learn right here and learn how to do it with our Dixie Belle products. A lot of places will tell you that you need a pinstriping paint pen, and you don't. You don't have to have that. So I wanted to do it in front of you. Do we have any comments or anything before? Questions?
Just a lot of hellos.
A lot of
People
hellos.
tuning in from all over the world. You got Florida, Alabama, a lot of people overseas.
Wonderful. Thank you guys for being here tonight. So let me tell you that when I meet with you weekly, I am working on custom pieces for my clients that have commissioned me to do work for them. And so it's kind of whatever's going on in my shop. So last week we met and we started on this gorgeous it's a double pedestal table. It's a friend that I've known for years and years. It's her sister. She brought the table over, and we've got 4 chairs as well that we'll be doing next week. The reason I get excited about this project is it was a typical standard golden oak table that we all have, and this was a really nice table. She didn't want to get rid of it, but it just doesn't go with her design flow anymore, and she was like, what can we do with it? So she gave me an inspiration picture just to kind of give us an idea what direction we wanted to head. We're doing a light base, and then I've stained the top with no paint gel stain, and is that what we did last week, or we didn't do that? I shared a video, and we painted the bottom. So our bottom is painted, and we used silk. The new silk, that's what we've done here. This is what you're looking at right now. It's called, this one's Endless Shore. It's a really pretty kind of an ivory color. It may look white on camera, but it's actually an off-white, a creamy, crisp off-white color. Linda wanted a very clean look. She didn't want distressed. She didn't want grungy. She did not want an aged look at all. The last thing she said as she was walking out the door is clean. I want clean. And I was like, okay, we're going clean. So we use no paint gel stain Espresso on the top. And we did the silk on the bottom.
What color did you use on the bottom?
Endless Shore, the new silk product. It's got the built-in primer and top coat is built into it, and I used a base coat just to show you guys that you can work with them together. I used a base coat of, did I do gray boss on the bottom? Sorry, I can't even remember. I did gray boss on the bottom, or I did chalk paint on the bottom? I think I did chalk paint. Do y'all remember? I don't remember. We're pinstriping tonight. I will have a full blog that will come out. Will tell you step by step. I'll have a YouTube playlist that will tell you everything we did, because sometimes I have 5 projects going on right now and I get a little lost in the details of what I've done so far. But at this coming Sunday, you'll be able to read, if you're on my newsletter list, you'll be able to read the entire blog with exactly what I did. So before we get onto the table, let me show you, this is just a door. It's a jewelry armoire door. It's trashed. It went to an old jewelry armoire that I repainted, and I took the door off. Excuse me, and I've saved the door because I had a feeling that it would be a good example piece for me to use for a time such as this. So I painted this. Is that gray behind you, babe, on the table?
Yeah.
I painted this in silk as well. I only did it a few hours ago though, so it hasn't had a lot of time to set up. I did it in warp.
And we'll show you the top of the table in just a minute.
Oh, I gotta sneeze.
Bless you. Here, I'll show you the top of the table real quick while she's doing that.
Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Now I've not put the top coat on it. It's gonna get Gator Hide on the top, but that's Espresso No Paint Gel Stain right there for you. And we've already shared a video. If you follow me on my Tracey's Fancy page, you will see that we've already posted a video of me actually staining that piece right there. So we'd love for you to give me a follow. I put my link, my Facebook link as well. Click that and go give me a follow, and you always will see every single day what projects I'm working on. Okay, so this piece I did in warp. This is a dark charcoal gray that's, not a dark, but a charcoal gray that's by silk, and it's called warp. This is 2 coats of warp. So what I want to show you is we're going to use a couple of different waxes on here in a pinstriping fashion. So what does pinstriping mean? You know, you've gone into kitchens and you've seen their cabinets and they're like an ivory color, and then they have like it's a deep highlight in the groove around maybe the molding. But yet the whole piece isn't changed color. Only that deep groove has a darkness to it. So I'm a big time waxer. I like to use brushes like this and just put wax all over the whole thing. I'm a messy waxer. They call it dirty. I like the dirty look. And then I wipe back everything I don't need, and I leave the wax in the grooves. The thing about that is when you do that, you actually also change the color of this part of the paint as well. Now, the good thing about Bestang wax is water-based. It is a water-based wax. So it does wipe off with water really easily, and it wipes back really easily. If you're using it over chalk paint, or chalk mineral paint line, let's say this was gravel road, you can put Bestang wax right over the chalk mineral paint, fine, but it's gonna grab onto a lot of the wax, and it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to wipe it all off. If you want, you can do the chalk mineral paint, and then you can put a top coat on it. Like just put a satin top coat on it, and then go back and wax the whole thing, and it'll wipe right off for you. You have a lot more playtime with the wax if you put a top coat between the wax and the chalk mineral paint. But we're not using chalk mineral paint tonight. We're using silk. And silk has a different texture to it. It's a silky finish, not a chalky finish. And it's got a top coat built into it already, and it plays beautifully with wax. So I am going to show you what pinstriping is, and there's no top coat on it. It is just straight silk, 2 coats of silk, and very soft. Questions, Zay? Comments or questions?
No questions, no comments. Actually, there's plenty of comments,
no
but
comments.
there are.
Commenting?
They go by so fast.
He's a terrible commentator, you guys.
Are there blue tints in that gray?
I wouldn't. Do you think it looks blue?
No, I don't think
It's
so.
probably the light. No, it to me is it's a pretty pure,
Pretty gray.
pure, deep gray, deep tone gray. So I'm gonna pinstripe on this example piece with.
Sorry, that's Wharf? The color is Wharf?
This is Wharf. Yes, this is Wharf. So we are gonna use black, brown, white and gray to pinstripe around here. So what I do is normally, I'm going to just show you some different examples. So these are things you don't want to use if you're going to pinstripe, all right? You don't want to wax with a brush that looks like this. See this? That's too big for pinstriping. It's a small brush, but it's too fluffy, too big. This is not going to work. If you go in this little crack area, it's too fat. You're going to have excess. What are you shaking your head about?
Oh, nothing.
Yes, you are. You're shaking your head. And then this one is an angle brush, which is pretty good, but it's still a little too thick for me. We may use it. I'm going to put that on the side. This one, do not use this. You think, oh yeah, this should work for pinstriping, right? It's nice and tiny. Look how long that is. Do you see how much play is in that? Like you don't have enough control over that. It's too long. It's going to drag. Wax is heavy. This isn't good. I'm going to show you what is good. Do you see another little brush around me? Here it is.
There it is.
Did someone say something that you want to tell me?
Let me get back to it. It's quite a ways back there.
You
If
don't
you're going to
remember?
put me on the spot. I just stained my dining room table with NPGS. I love it, but there's places on the table. Oh, okay. She's talking about her piece. I thought she was talking about that piece.
Okay.
And I thought I may not have sanded it smooth. It took a little offense.
So
I'm just kidding.
you feel like it got a little blotchy in an area. So do you feel like, have you already put a top coat on it? I'm terrible with stain, you guys. I'm not a big staining pro. Matt, can she sand that back a little bit and then restain again?
Yeah, I would think so. As
If
long as
it's-
you didn't really pile the
But did
stain
you
on.
sand? Oh, you did. She says she did sand first because she said I thought I might not have sanded it smooth enough. I think
not
you can
smooth
sand that
looking.
back a little bit.
Yeah, you can always
And
go
keep-
back and sand and restain.
Yeah, you should be able to do that. It was really easy to use though, wasn't it? Okay, so these two brushes right here are perfect for pinstriping, for me, in my opinion, in my new pinstriping opinion. Not this, trash that. Do you see the difference between this angle brush and this angle brush? They're both angle brushes, but this one is a lot smaller and the brushes are short. So you have a lot more control between the handle and the bristles. You have more control over that. So we're gonna go with these two. And guess what these two are? These are makeup brushes, you guys. I got these at Target. They are ELF, E-L-F, the cheap ELF brand, and they were $2. One was $2 and one was $2. So those are my pinstriping brushes. All right, so let's start with black. All right, and we're gonna do this to see the 4 colors, and then I'm gonna set it aside, and then we're gonna do the table and show you how it looks. All right, the only other thing you'll need is some baby wipes or some water.
What you looking for?
A rad. Some water and a rag, a clean rag, okay? So either one of those will work. I used water and rag to do the table last night, and then I was out of baby wipes, so today I went to Target and bought these brushes and bought myself some baby wipes, so I'll be using those as well. All right, I'm gonna be doing this kind of upside down. I'm gonna try the angle brush first, this little black angle brush. So this is Best Dang Wax, brand new in black right here. You don't need to get a whole lot on there. Best Dang Wax is, like if I scoop it, there's a lot on there. I don't want a lot on there. Just like as if you're putting eyeliner on your eye, okay? So just enough on there. Now I'm gonna I've never used this brush before. I'm gonna turn this a little bit so I can have a little bit of control over what I'm doing. Can you see what I'm doing now?
Let me angle this a little bit. Okay.
All right, so I'm just gonna put this up here in the corner and I'm just gonna drag down just like this. And then I like to go back up because the wax, kind of separates a little bit, just down and up, just like that, down and up. All right, and just keep going. Go around this little edge here, just like that. The thinner the better.
Why baby wipes and not big people wipes?
I don't know, they're smaller. I don't know, it's just what I've always used. I've never bought big people wipes.
I didn't know they had them. I guess they do.
I don't know. So you can take your baby wipe, or you could even use, I'm thinking even a dry cloth will work with this. And you can just wipe it back a little bit or a lot. So there we go. That's the difference. That's pinstriping. Meaning, and I'm going to show you the difference here in just a minute. So that is black. That is black on Wharf. So now let's do brown. Let's see. Can they see that pretty good on the camera?
I think so.
This is my brown. I use it a lot, as you can tell. I'm putting a little bit of brown on here, and let's see how the brown looks. We'll do this up here. We'll go around this corner. Can't really see with you guys and do this by myself and down. Just like that. Now I'm not even using the baby wipe. I'm just using my dry rag. Just kind of pulling back and down. See how pretty that looks? Look at the difference though between the two. Now let's try white. White always looks really good. I don't think the grunge gray is gonna show up that much. So here's white. I'm gonna pull out this other brush because I don't wanna, I've got black and brown on the other one. This is the little nubby brush. I don't know if it's gonna be as good.
The nubby.
The nubby, we got the nubby. So I'm gonna do this one, let's do this down here. I love white wax as well. I think it gives it sort of like a saltwater look.
Yeah. Especially on the gray. I think that's probably why they called it Wharf.
Just like that.
Good marine gray.
Okay. It's very, very subtle. But if you had a whole kitchen, full of it, it would look great. And think about this. If we were to use, if I had a fluffier brush with me right here, I could put this white all in and around this hardware like this. Of course, we would do the whole entire thing, but let's say we just did it like that, and then we wiped back. And then you had the white going, instead of black right there, you'd have white going up. That's a really, really pretty kind of a cottagey look. But do y'all see? I'm not even using a wet cloth, you guys. It's just coming right off of the silk very easily. So completely different look. But I think out of all of them, I think I like the brown.
Really? I like the white.
You like the white the best?
Mm-hmm.
What about them? What do they like?
What do you guys prefer? You got, what is that, black, brown, and white?
Black, brown, and the white down on the bottom.
The white looks a lot cleaner to me.
It does. It does look really clean. Okay, so now let me show you. I'm going to use my big fluffy brush, and I'm going to use it in brown because I'm using brown on the table. So I'm going to use it on brown, and I'm going to do this whole, I'm going to do this side, a dirty wax, okay? So that's a super clean wax highlighting. That is a super, or shadowing, you want to call it shadowing, highlighting, pinstriping. So here's I'm using my French tip brush, putting a lot of wax on here. And so this is like dirty waxing. This is when you know that you kind of want to change the color of the whole piece.
So far it's 100% white, babe.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Yeah, I do like it. I thought it might be pretty. So we're going to go all the way around the trim here. This is with no top coat in between like I'm used to working on. So we'll see how this goes. Haven't tried this yet on silk. On the gray. This is my first time. So let's try the baby wipe. Let's see how this goes. Whoa, wipes off really nicely. Now this is kind of a waste of wax when you do it like this. We could also, if we wanted, spray it with a little bit of water and use our dry cloth. How pretty. I'm not going to take it all the way to the top. But that wipes off really well. But you can definitely see that it changes the tint of the gray. And I scraped real hard. Remember, I just painted this, so it scratched a little bit there. But do you see the difference in this type of, right here, this, versus up here where it's super clean, it's just the line. And then this right here, it gives you like a really, it's more of a dirty look. It is. It is. So that was an awkward angle on this is swatchy, but this looks really good. Really good. Okay, So that's that. So let's do the table. And let's do this up here first, since I've just had that on my brush.
Sorry about the shaky camera work. I'm using a different camera stand tonight.
And babe, do you mind while I'm doing this? Do you mind washing those out?
Sure.
Okay, guys. So can they see right here? This is what I'm gonna do.
Yep.
All right. So I've got my brown Besting wax, and this skirt under here, guys, was carved. It was the solid oak color. The whole entire table was one color, and you really couldn't even see these carvings at all.
Is that wax water-based?
Yes, this is a water-based wax. Yes. You can almost remove this completely immediately. Like if you decide you don't want it, even if, let's say 12 hours later, you came back out into your shop and you're like, that is too heavy. You really still, even at that point, could probably get after it with a wet rag or a baby wipe and take off even more wax at that point. It's very, very, gives you a really good amount of playtime. Okay, so these carvings really didn't show up at all. So her sister, Linda's sister, Ruth, said, she's got this carving around the bottom of her table. I really think you could do something with it. It would be really pretty. So this underneath here is one coat of, what do we use? Endless Shore. And this is the Besting Wax in Brown. And I'm doing my whole dirty wax thing here. And with heavy carvings, you want to make sure that you go in not just a back and forth, but you need to kind of go in a circular motion like this, because that will make sure that you're getting in from all angles and nothing is left with just paint. You want to get down in the grooves. I know y'all have seen this a bunch, but this is my favorite thing to do. All right, here we go. You ready? Ooh, that's my favorite thing. Look how pretty. Not pretty?
Mm-hmm.
So if Linda's watching, I hope she loves that. So now, because it's water-based, let's say I want this right here to be even whiter. I'm just gonna get this white, and look at that. Look how I cleaned that off compared to this right here. I cleaned this off a lot. Now I could do that around the whole thing, but I'm not going to. I like this dark. I like it dark. So you see how that's whiter, babe? They can see that?
They can see it. I think they can see it.
All right, so I'm gonna just wipe that back, comes right off of that silk paint like that, okay?
Do you seal it afterwards?
Yes. I mean,
Polish it with another wax?
You don't have to. So first of all, the silk has a built-in top coat, so you don't need to. You can, but you don't need to. And then the wax is a sealer. The wax is a top coat already. That's what it's for. So you don't need to seal on top of it. Within about 72 hours, it should be ready to go. You can put a top coat on it. I like to wait about that long in between.
Yeah, people like that.
Yep, always. Isn't that cool? You know what it kind of reminds me of, y'all? It reminds me of an old Western belt underneath there. Ready? Okay, so I would just continue that all the way around. So we're gonna go down underneath here. Now I've already pinstriped on the other side. We spun it around so that I could do this with you guys. This looks really nice and clean, but it almost looks kind of clinical, kind of. I mean, it looks flat. So to me, it looks kind of beginner. A lot of us, when we first get started, we'll pick, we say, just paint, you guys. Don't worry if you don't know what you're doing, it's okay, just paint. And you'll paint your first piece, and you're like, oh my gosh, I painted it. It was this horrible, ugly oak, and I painted it red, and it's beautiful. And we're like, oh, it is beautiful. But as you grow in what you're doing, you'll realize that if you can add a little bit of life to it by either highlighting it or low lighting it, just as you grow in your skills, then you can kind of give it a little bit of life so it's not so flat, so it doesn't have such a flat look to it. So this is one of those things. This is one of the things that I would love for you to know how to do. So I'm gonna have my little brush, got a little bit of the Besting Wax in brown. This is the brown. And I'm gonna leave this one undone, but I'm gonna do this one for you. I'm gonna put this right in this crack. I only want to do it right in the crack, just like this. Just going back and forth. Just kind of smoothing out the chunks, getting it in there good.
Somebody had a question, hang on.
Yeah, Ask me anything.
How many coats was obtained on base?
2. This is 2 coats on the base. Okay. So that's that. Now I can take the baby wipe if I want. I didn't use a baby wipe last night. I used the rag and water, but this works really well too. Just super simple. You just go back and wipe off that excess and let whatever is in the deepest part stay there. And it just gives it, it just accents it. Now, it doesn't look like a stripe. It looks like just a little bit of age without being ugly. So here we go. This part, this ring, the top of the ring, where it meets the chunky part of this part of the base, we do the same thing.
What's the difference between chalk paint and silk?
The chalk mineral paint is a natural paint with natural elements inside it that is a very, it dries very flat and is a very porous paint. And you sometimes will need to top coat, you sometimes will need to prime, and then the silk paint has a completely different finish. It will sometimes with silk you may need to use an additional primer as well. You may need to use an additional top coat depending on where it's going to be. But the finish is completely different. It has a natural built-in sheen to it. A lot of people don't like the finish of a chalk paint, and so they end up putting, you know, lots of different top coats on it so that they have a natural sheen. And this has it built in. It's already there.
Yes, that is a carving on the edge of the table.
Where's the carving? Oh, up here?
Up here on the rim.
Yeah, that's a carving. So you see that? Okay, so now I'm gonna do the same thing on the bottom. Right here where they meet.
What are the different colors of waxes?
There is black, brown, white, which I showed y'all, black, brown, and white, and then there's also gray. And then there's also clear as well.
And what was the color?
That we're working on right now or on that door?
Right now.
The door is wharf, and this one is endless shore. And if you were to use a color in the chalk mineral paint, this color, I got my fingerprint on it. I would use drop cloth. Endless shore is very similar to drop cloth.
Can you put a top coat over wax, or do you need to?
Yes, you can put a top coat over wax, but you have to make sure that your wax is cured. Another difference between the chalk mineral paint and the silk paint is the chalk mineral paint allows you to blend your colors together very beautifully if you like to blend. And silk paint does not do like artistic blend. It won't really allow you to do a lot of artistic blending. You can be more artistic with the other paint line. This one you can mix together to get different colors, but it doesn't blend out as well as a chalk mineral paint does. To me, it's more about the finished look that you're after. They just have a different feel and a different look.
You could add wood you bend up on a piece of furniture to get that carving effect,
Oh
correct?
yeah, yes, you sure can. As a matter of fact, if Matt will get the little, if you want to lift that up and go get the tray for me, my little rolling cart, or in the very bottom drawer of the rolling cart, there's a roll of trim that's big and wide. It's the one that we put on the pot.
Yeah.
I have the wood you bend that you could actually put around a table to get this exact same look. I have it, and we
This
have
one
it
does
on
look
the
like a-
Dixie Belle.
Western boat?
Yeah, we have it on Dixie Belle site as well. It's on the Dixie Belle website. So this is a big wide trim. This is on Dixie Belle's site, right, Dixie Belle? We do have this on there now, right? I think we do. You could run that around an edge of a table. Look, it's that exact same size. You could get that same look. Pretty cool, right? We use this on a pot. So looky there. Look at the difference between that and this. What do y'all think? Y'all tell me what you think.
Can you use silk on kitchen cabinets?
Yes, silk would be great on kitchen cabinets. I still would top coat it though with Gator Hide on kitchen cabinets. But yeah, it would be great.
Does the wax cure over time
The
so you
wax-
can't wipe it off when you clean it?
Oh yes, absolutely. It's a top coat. If you put this on a piece and you covered your entire piece with it, when this cures, it's a top coat. Your paint is safe, the wax is cured. So, I don't know, you really need probably about 72 hours, and it's nice and hard. All right, so down here on this leg, I'm gonna do the same thing. Where the leg meets the table, I'm gonna do the same thing. Anywhere that the two woods meet is where I'm gonna do this. So around all of the legs, I'm doing this. It just gives it a little bit of depth. Sorry, I gotta lean over here. I can't really see what I'm doing. Where am I? Just like this.
So you painted, and then did you do anything before you added this technique, like seal it?
No, this is the silk paint that has the built-in top coat. Had this been chalk mineral paint, which is my go-to paint, it's my favorite, honestly, but silk was beautiful to work with, but I just do a lot of blending, and so I prefer the other, but it's, you know, that's the beauty of what Dixie Belle's done, adding another line so that we can, you know, it meets all needs. You just need to find your favorite.
Restore More doesn't like your stripes.
What? Is that what she said?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
She didn't mean it.
She didn't mean it.
I'm just kidding. She meant it.
That's okay. To each his own, right? I'm okay with that. So there we go. Nice and cleaned up. It looks really good. I love this right here. Makes this leg meeting that joint look so much more natural to me than this right here. This just looks completely flat and lost.
Yeah, and eventually that's going to collect enough dust to look like the one on the left here, right?
Honestly, that's what this is. It's sort of just a natural pre-aging is what it is. But
It's
in a
like
clean
buying
way.
ripped up jeans.
Yeah, it's like buying jeans with holes in them. Exactly. That is the truth. So that's that. What time is it? Oh, we did good. We're right on time, 7:40.
Cindy says, can I clarify? Brown wax on carving and black on legs?
No, this is all the same. Sorry, when I did the black and the brown and the white, we were doing a cabinet just to show you the 3 different colors. And there's also a gray. Let me open the gray. I didn't show you all the gray. This is what the gray looks like. But no, and had she asked me to do a gray stained top, I would have used gray on here. But I'm just trying to bring the deep espresso down also onto the bottom. And so this is Endless Shores and then brown, best stained wax and brown with the tiny brush. What are you doing? You scare me when you throw your finger around the screen like that. What are you doing?
I'm trying to scroll up so I can, I'm behind on, dang it. It keeps throwing up this big window, I don't know. I'm a little bit behind on my,
Sorry guys, he's trying. You know, how long have you been filming for me now in a row? Maybe 3
quite a
weeks?
while, but I film on this little phone and I'm almost blind. I cannot, it's hard for me to see this.
While we're filming right now, we have an iPad filming as well, just to see if he could see better on that one.
I can, but we're not on Facebook, so I can't read the comments.
He's just filming it, just so he can go back and see if it would be easier for him, because, I mean, he refuses to wear his glasses. So, basically, my point is, the Best Dang Wax works beautifully over silk. And if you wanted to do this over your chalk mineral paint, I would recommend doing drop cloth because that's the good match for this. And if you were going to do it over chalk mineral paint, I would recommend you put a top coat down first. So you would do drop cloth, and then you would do a coat of satin, and then you would do this, what we're doing. If you do it with silk, you just do your silk, and then you do this waxing on top of it. Okay? All right, guys. Well, I think that's it. I'm sure we have someone else coming along right behind me. I hope that I have shown you something maybe that you didn't know, or encouraged you to try something that you haven't done, and explained the products and what you would need, the tools that you would need to make something like this happen in your home as well. Dixie Belle, thank you for having me tonight. I appreciate all of you guys being here. We will tackle the very spindly chairs next Whimsical Wednesday, and then move on to something the following week. Maybe we'll have something with a little whimsy, but this is good. This is very beautiful and something that I think a lot of us have in our homes. So I think it's a very practical thing to share, right? Love you guys, and y'all stay safe and stay healthy, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye-bye.